Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, in order of importance from evens to odds this time, Andrew Panton, Gavin Free, Nick Schwartz, Eric Badur. This is episode 14. It's supposed to be a weird one, but the last one was a little weird, so maybe it'll be a super normal episode.
Is New York the only place that has a groove?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Is New York the only place that has a groove? Gavin yelled, "I'm back," which immediately my head started, "I'm back in the New York groove. But I'm back." Is New York the only place with a groove? I've never heard of any other grooves. Just New York's.
Famous groove. Let's see.
Many years since I was here.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of famous groove location. How about that?
I think it's maybe a market we could look into getting. I mean, we don't even have an intro song, but if we were to get into grooves, expand regional grooves.
All signs point pretty extensively to New York. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a market we could get into. It's like, I don't know if you've seen, there are these songs, maybe it was only Canada, but I'd assume it would be larger than that. There were these songs where it was like, Alberta is the place to be, and then it would be like listing all the great things about Alberta, and people would be like, "Oh, the Alberta song. As someone from Alberta, I connect to this." And then realizing that somebody just made that for every province in Canada, and that there's slightly altered versions of the same song, and they just sold them to different places, and how disappointing. I think it was a This American Life about that, I want to say, a long time ago.
So people didn't realize until they moved to a different...
That a person, like, realizing, because it's literally the exact same song and with a lot of the same shared words, but there's like sections where they localize it just slightly and like reference like one or two specific things to that area. And so people being like very patriotic about like, yeah, this is a song about our place and how great our place is, and it exists because our place is great. And then realizing, oh, this person just manufactured and packaged these songs for every area of Canada. I assume they go beyond that.
That would be crazy if every country had the same national anthem, but with different words.
Oh man, I wish I've never done I've done the state songs. I was trying to think of like, of the national anthems, what would be the best song to build around musically? That'd be an interesting thing too. I should try to listen to some more anthems.
Maybe the O Canada one.
Nah.
Because it says the name. Like the US one doesn't say United States in it, does it?
No, I'm saying the music.
Oh.
Like if you take the music of I don't think the music in O Canada is great. I think the American anthems there's more going on musically than the Canadian one.
You like a bit of Star Spangled?
I don't really like any of them, if I'm being completely honest. As somebody who watches sporting events, like I'm sick of it.
I was sitting here trying to get pumped up by it in my head, and they're all just real boring. It's just real boring, old-timey music.
There are some state songs that are bangers. I feel like there's probably some anthems that are surprisingly good, but not many. You're going through a lot of just the same to get there.
I feel like we need a music refresh where maybe we're like, classical music is classical. It's old. Let's fresh it up a bit. Let's put some guitars in there.
It's funny, like as you get older, there are different small milestones of like, oh wow, I'm getting older. And like the first one I can remember is watching the NHL draft and realizing I'm a year older than all these people getting picked. That was the first like, oh fuck, I'm getting older. This is weird. I hit a new one recently where Avril Lavigne is releasing a greatest hits album. And it's the first artist that I'm aware of that I can remember buying their first CD and then having a full enough career to then warrant a greatest hit CD. It was a strange, like, oh, fuck, time has passed.
Oh,
that is weird. I distinctly remember having the first Avril Lavigne CD and be like, Skater Boy's great. This is awesome. And to now get ads for her greatest hits. Be like, oh, fuck, she has had a whole life. It has been a whole career of music. That's crazy.
It must be so weird to live through that like career sort of decline until you become nostalgic and then all your music gets used again. Like Sophie Ellis Bextor, or what was that one in Stranger Things, Kate Bush. Just like coming back to the front of just like, oh my God. Must be such a weird feeling.
I remember reading an article recently that the band Yellow Card is huge again, and they were interviewing them, and they were like, we have no idea why. we really don't know what's going on, but we're just enjoying it. We appreciate it, but yeah, like we had no fucking clue. So weird. It's interesting how social media and the internet have really made that kind of thing possible in a way that it wasn't really in the past, you know? It's a lot easier to find things from the past and to latch onto them and have them take prominence in the present in a way that it didn't used to be.
Sure, TikTok helps a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure
for sure.
drives 90% of it, TikTok and Instagram. So I knew we were going to do 2 episodes today, and I mentioned this at the tail end of last episode. I've had a real boring life the last week. I'm real sorry. No house problems. God, I wish I did. I wish I had like some sort of a house issue I could share with you guys or whatever. But, you know, things are just working real good here for Geoff on his end. And it's been pretty bog standard. So I just haven't had anything interesting to talk about. So I did one of those bike rides where I decided today's going to be a bike ride where I'm going to observe the world. And I'm going to take in everything that I notice, and I'm going to find the interesting insights and things that are out there. I've done this, I think, twice before. Did it in face. I don't know. I haven't done it in regulation yet. And here are my insights, if you guys are interested in them at all.
Yeah. Yes.
I would love to hear them.
I don't know what the little yellow triangle flags are on bike trails or in parks or like when they're in construction sites. But if I could figure out what purpose they serve, I think I could abuse it. Because I see them everywhere. And I think if I could get a hold of a bunch of them, I could use it to some nefarious means. I just got to figure out what they're doing.
Do you have a picture of one?
No, but I'll take a picture next time.
Oh.
I know it's like the ones they use for gas lines and stuff. Like in my old house, I had to get my gas lines marked. And
like a little thin stick with a tiny little...
Yeah, like a little bendy metal stick with a vinyl yellow flag. But they're everywhere, like in parks and stuff. And they clearly denote stuff, but I don't know what. But I want to figure it out and take advantage of it, if that makes sense. Yeah, Eric's got a cool picture
these
of them
flags.
What? Take advantage of it. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I got to figure out what they do so I can figure out how to use them to my advantage.
Well, you could potentially... I was thinking you could just draw people off the regular path towards like a hot dog stand that you own or something.
What if you funneled them towards your coffee shop or your smoothie shop or whatever? Or what if you just wanted a private section of park for yourself? Maybe you could just draw them all away and create like a little oasis for you. Who knows?
Oh, Nick's got a great point. The lemonade stand.
Yeah. Lemonade stand. There you go. That's a fucking great one right there. That's perfect. Let's do it. And even the flags are yellow like lemonade. That's right.
Yeah. Or pink. But then
pink like lemonade. Nick and I are twins.
Say you start understanding what the flags are. Nobody else necessarily knows. Like, I just assume they're just denoting like a line was laid under there or something. Like, I don't know.
I assume that there are people out there that know what they mean. And whatever they mean like go this way or that way. I just figure they have a purpose. And if I could figure out what their actual purpose is, I could pervert that purpose.
You know that, have you heard of that app it's called something like what 3 something? What's it called? 3 words?
No.
What?
It would help.
What?
I think it's called what? I think it's called what 3 words? What? And it's like segmented the Earth up into different like 3x3 cubes or something. But each one has a name made up of 3 words. And I wonder if you could find the square that's like best lemonade stand and like put the lemonade stand right there.
So let me see if I can get this image working in here. I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's segmented everything up like this.
Yeah, like the whole planet has 3 words
Just
attached to a lot
words
of
randomly assigned. Like the corner on this image, Hyde Park Place is Price Buck Nurses.
Yeah, so you could be like, you could meet me at Bird Inches Coast. Like, meet me there. It's like a really specific spot on the planet.
I've never heard of this. I don't know what this is.
No.
I've never heard of this ever. Me neither. Ever.
It's
This is
good
crazy.
if you want to have someone deliver something to a pretty weird spot.
You can just
It's good for dead drops.
table decks bring. Okay.
Oh, that's
and so
great.
they have the whole world segmented like this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like down to like your own toilet will be in one. You could be like, I take all my shits in.
Bliss Teeth Exams. So then I just give you the name Bliss Teeth Exams and you type it into that search engine and it pulls up that spot on the map?
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me a spot, Geoff. Like, what's like an Austin spot, and I'll see if I can find it. Like, I'll search it here, but like we'll get like what the word is for it. Like, give me like a place you go to or something, like a restaurant or somewhere you like.
Yeah. How about just Desnudo Coffee? Or is that too specific? Should I just give you a location?
No. It's good. Desnudo Coffee is, hang on, I'm zooming in. Assorted Back Armed.
Assorted Back Armed.
This is crazy. I've never heard of this.
Should we only communicate directions locally going forward in this method? Like I'll meet you guys
I think
at
so.
Banana Coast Strawberry or whatever.
It's so secret.
You can type in stuff that you think might exist, and not all of the combinations do, but this is what I typed in for Eat the Pencil. And it's a place in Austin.
No way.
Oh, wow.
Eat's home
Oh, wow.
pencil is in the river.
Wow.
You had a jet ski to Eats Home Pencil.
Maybe if it takes you to the local one.
I rode my bike by there an hour ago. That's
You went
so
past
funny.
Eat's home. Yeah,
I
so maybe
did.
if there's no exact match, it will find the nearest one to you that is similar. So that one had Eats and pencil. We should
This is
try and
crazy.
find the most regulation square on the planet.
Yeah.
Maybe the listeners can help us with some funny combinations that exist.
Oh my God. We should find out what the center of the face universe is called
Oh.
in Deputy,
What's-
Indiana.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see right now. Deputy, Indiana.
And then,
Boy,
oh my
it
God.
just
Can we
puts
just
you in
make
the
our
middle.
I know can we make our first t-shirt just be those three names, whatever they are?
Oh, I love it.
The problem is we have to figure out where the spot is in Deputy, Indiana, and then
That is-
we have to
yeah.
assign. And then
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
three
yeah.
words because, man, it could be anything. It could be chain qualify leading. It could be international crackled description. You can go to the. It looks like the cemetery that's right there. That's bribed vindicated songs. Wow. So I mean, there's a lot. Standard ears face.
Where's standard ears,
That is crazy.
Say that again, please. Standard ears face.
Yes.
Oh, it's in what country is this? This is somewhere far. Oh, it's in. Oh, where is this?
we're
China. It's
We're in China. Oh yeah.
I thought Standard Ears Face was in Deputy for a minute. I was about to lose
No,
my mind.
that'd be
Oh my
amazing.
god, dude, that would have been crazy.
How do you
This is
search?
awesome. I've never heard of this. This
No, neither have I.
rocks.
Oh yeah, it's a useful tool.
Wow. Is it?
As long as both parties know, right?
Well, I've done shoots in some pretty obscure places where it's like just come to this square. Like if you
Yeah,
can't find the
that
entrance
would-
to this forest or something.
Totally.
Oh,
That makes complete sense.
Dang, this is crazy.
So how do you search by the names
You just type in names.
or 3-word address? Weird.
Yeah.
So like dog, fart, book.
I don't think
I
fart
bet
would be.
fart is probably not going to be one.
Dog, food, book. No address found. Huh. Weird.
Hmm.
That is so fucking cool.
That is awesome. How often do you guys realize that you've misheard lyrics? 'Cause I've been on a real
Constantly.
run. Constantly?
every day.
Okay, good. Glad. Mine today was Chicago's 25 or 6 to 4. I thought it was
Mhm.
250624. Oh. Like numbers. I thought it was like a phone number.
It's It's nonsense either way.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Are they, what are they saying? It's either 25 minutes or 26
25
minutes to
or
4.
6 to 4. Yeah. 25 or 6 to 4.
Like it's 3:30 something.
Yeah. Sure. You know what?
Wait.
You know what I was noticing on my bike
That
ride
doesn't
today?
make What? Sorry, I forgot we're on your bike ride thing. What's next? We went so deep in that, I completely forgot that we're still on your bike.
I don't think 25 or 64 means anything. I think they were on drugs.
Yeah. I bet it means something.
I thought they were telling the time.
I think the whole song's about them being fucked up, isn't it?
What does 25 or 64 refer to?
Yeah, they were like, Nick says they were up late on drugs, didn't know the time.
Yeah. The time at which the song is set, 25 or 26 minutes before 4 a.m. Doesn't matter. Anyway, your bike ride. Tell me about what's happening.
It's about those two times, maybe? Oops. No, that's wrong. I mistyped one of them.
They're saying 25 or 26 to 4 o'clock.
Oh, is that not what I wrote?
I think that's what they're saying.
25 or 6. Okay. Yeah, thank
25
you,
or 6.
Got it.
To 4.
Oh, God.
So what times would that be?
What's 25?
3:34.
Yeah.
That was half right.
So you almost got it when you edited, but it's wrong. It's pretty cool. There you. Oh, look at you. Hey, Gavin, way to go. Third time's a charm, bud.
Gavin just edited again.
Oh, God. I don't think the person who invented the picnic table gets enough credit.
Do you think the guy that invented, or I'm assuming guy because it's old, the picnic table? Well, I feel, I don't know, whatever.
The past is inherently misogynistic. It's
yes.
fine. Yeah, I get it.
That was the point I was trying to make. Do you think they invented all of it? Or do you think they just combined, like they didn't invent the stool or what? Not the stool, but you know what I mean, like the.
I think it was here we go. The first known modern picnic table was documented in a 1903 patent application by Charles H. Nielsen of Kreischerville, New York. So that's what I'm talking about. I'd never heard of Charles H. Nielsen. Nobody has, but everywhere you go, there is a picnic table. And 9 times out of 10, it is the exact same fucking design. Like he landed on a standard regulation picnic table and the world just said good enough. There's the one that's metal that's got like perforated metal circles and it's like covered in rubber. You see those occasionally. But 99% of the time, it's that same bog standard wooden picnic table. We have not improved or innovated on that design since 1903. I just think it's wild that we just all use it and they're everywhere and nobody thinks about how we just have one kind of picnic table that we all just kind of adopted.
So for it to qualify, is it just a table with benches attached to the table with an umbrella hole in the middle?
I wouldn't even say it has to have the umbrella hole.
Okay. So potentially the picnic table is a product of the New York groove.
Oh.
It's like one of the grooviest tables, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Isn't there a groove about the picnic table? Many years since I've been here. 1903 to be specific.
You just don't ever think about picnic tables. But man, they're everywhere. I saw a bunch of homeless people sleeping on them today. I saw a bunch of people having lunch on them. I saw some kids playing on them. I saw some dude working out of his laptop on one. And it's just like, they're just everywhere.
Let me expand this, Geoff. I'm looking at my desk right now. I couldn't tell you who invented a single thing.
Yeah, it's true, but I just feel like when you think picnic table, you think of this exact same. I would say most of us think of the exact same table in our heads. I just feel like it's weird that there's only like really one, you know? It's just like this accepted thing, and we just don't, I don't know. I don't even know where to buy one, but they're everywhere. Like, where do you go to get a picnic table? Home Depot? Who sells picnic tables? But somehow they're everywhere. Where do they come from? Who makes them? Who manufactures all these picnic tables?
Do you think they were iterated from the blanket? Like people just got sick of sitting on the floor?
Oh, do you think the original form of the picnic table is a blanket?
Maybe before the 1903, they would just sit on the ground.
Yeah.
Do you think the first version, it was just a table? They're like, well, this doesn't work. We need to iterate on this. How do we do? It's just people sitting on the floor while their table is above them.
This doesn't solve the problem at all.
This is a huge mistake.
Anyway, that was an observation I had. I think that the city of Austin is in its graffiti flop era. The graffiti in Austin is very uninspired and kind of lame right now. All the kung fu grips and all the cool stuff are gone, and it's just a bunch of people writing shit over shit that somebody else wrote, and it just looks like a big mushy mess. What else did I learn? Oh, here's one. Every single person on Earth has a six-pack, but Geoff. Noticed that today. God damn.
I always thought, when I was younger, I always used to look at people like Blaine and be like, oh, I could probably do that one day if I really, dedicated time to it and really committed to eating right. And now I'm 36 and I have to come to terms with the fact that every time I see Blaine, I just come to terms with the fact that that will never be me.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying. Yeah. I said that last week to you. Like 2 weeks ago.
He'll never be Blaine?
Yeah.
What?
You're talking about getting jacked, and I said, respectfully, who do you think you are? That's not a world we live in.
Oh.
I've been making that point for a while. I could have told you that back then. That's not you.
It is weird, though. Like, I spent 2.5 hours riding my bike, about 3 hours riding my bike this morning. I ran into, 2,000 people on the hike and bike trail in that 3 hours. How am I the only one without a six-pack? There are dudes 85 years old running in Austin with a six-pack. There are women in their 90s with like 12 packs. There are fucking homeless dudes who look like personal trainers. Like everywhere I turn, people look amazing. And then my dumpy ass riding a bicycle. I just think that was an observation. And then my headphones died. And then I was real bummed because I was about 90 minutes into a 3-hour ride and my headphones died. And I thought, oh, maybe this is an opportunity to listen to the world around me. I just had this wild zombie cranberries experience. Maybe this is the universe saying, hey, we drained your batteries because something fucking fascinating is about to happen on your bike ride, and we want you to be alert for it, right? So for the next 90 minutes, I just zoned into the world around me, and I wanted to take in everything I could see, find anything interesting. And let me tell you, over the next 90 minutes, not a goddamn thing on the planet Earth happened. Not a sound of consequence was made. There was no point in listening to or hearing anything. It was the most boring 90 minutes on Earth. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about this. If you could get some whiteout, and just scrub out, just paint over that part of the timeline, I don't think anybody on Earth would notice or miss that 90 minutes. It was the most useless 90 minutes in the history of our planet. And that got me thinking, how much of our lives are useless? Eric and I have both been talking recently about how we're walking our dogs lately and about how much we like to walk our dogs and how much fun it is to walk our dogs. I'm walking my dog like 3 or 4 times a day right now, and Eric's walking his dog a couple times a day, I assume. And I got to thinking about how I spend time that way and how much I walk my dog and how that all bleeds together. And I bet if you took a 10-second clip of me walking Albert, maybe took all the 10-second clips of me walking Albert over the last 2 weeks and then jumbled them up and told me to put them in chronological order or you would kill me, I'd be dead in 5 minutes. So much of our lives are not worth remembering. That's all. That was my observation.
There was someone somewhere though losing their virginity in that time window, and you want to take that away from them.
Not in Austin. They were fucking doing nothing. They were walking quietly and making no noise and doing nothing interesting.
This episode of the Regulation Podcast is sponsored by Factor. Fuel up your gut with no prep, no mess meals from a menu of chef-crafted, fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved little troughs of delight ready in just 2 minutes in the microwave. I assume Eric or Andrew have been sucking down the Factors that were sent to us for this ad read, but thankfully, my personal experience is I've been eating Factors for about 3 years. On my busier days of recording, when I don't have time to make a full meal, it's incredibly convenient to go to my fridge and stick one of those in the microwave for 2 minutes, as opposed to ordering in something much more expensive and probably less healthy. What's my favorite Factor meal? It's none of your business. Andrew doesn't tell us his favorite apples. All right, you've twisted my arm. It's the jalapeno chicken. Absolute corker. With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein, avoid meat, or simply eat well balanced. Head to factormeals.com/regulation50 and use code regulation50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code regulation50 at factormeals.com/regulation50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Big thanks to Factor for sponsoring today's episode. How, like multiple people die every second and get born and stuff. How often does someone lose their virginity?
Okay, so you're still on like this weirdo guy train.
So yeah,
then,
you get just real triple down on the weird this episode. Huh?
Is that weird?
Yeah, it is.
It's a stat.
Yeah, but it's not a fun. There's a lot of bad directions to take that stat.
All I'm saying is,
it is a stat I would not want to explore.
Without Gavin getting all weird and sexual about it, it got me thinking about how much of our lives we are just kind of don't matter. And that if you just like fucking mind wipe them with the Men in Black pen, you wouldn't even notice. I don't even remember what clothes I was wearing 2 days ago. How would I remember which dog walk it was, It's
why TV episodes are 42 minutes long, Geoff. It's really hard to have a bunch of interesting stuff happen in a sequence.
You would think in the middle of the 11th largest city in America for 90 minutes in public, riding through downtown and all over the city, that it's just one thing would happen.
Well, it's the issue of what is regular becomes mundane, right?
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's a perspective thing of what is interesting. You've been in Austin for such a long time. It's a lot of the same. I mean, Austin's always changing, but like, I feel like it's a city you're very familiar with, obviously. I think maybe what would be unique or interesting to you is a narrower range than if you were just visiting Austin for the first time.
I understand what you're saying, but I was evaluating it on a more of a just I need to come up with something silly to talk about. And there's just like, no, you know what I mean? Like I don't think I was looking at it through an Austinite's eyes and more of it just like, could somebody trip or like have some poop on the back of their shorts, or maybe somebody get into a yelling match on their phone while they're walking, or you know what I mean? Anything. Maybe somebody bumps somebody gets a flat tire on their bike and I can stop and help them or something. Fuck, just anything, Or
someone's trailing a gas pump.
Or someone's trailing a gas pump. Exactly. I didn't see a single car trailing a single gas pump.
You said that your headphones died, and I really appreciate headphone technology now, like Bluetooth, whatever, wireless, all that stuff. I stay on top of charging all my stuff. I make sure everything's good to go all the time, except my wireless headphones, and I don't know why that is, but I can't think of a time that I get madder than when I'm about to do this thing, like mow my lawn or whatever, put in the headphones, they connect, and then like immediately die. And now I don't know what's the plan?
Well, to be honest, you could probably just charge them for like 4 minutes and they would be enough to mow a lawn.
The lawn was an example. It could be any number of activities. Yeah. I wasn't looking to solve
bike ride.
One individual thing. That was just an example.
Well, I'm saying in general, the batteries are tiny. They charge very fast.
When you're running out the door, you may not have time to charge them.
It's that kind of a thing where it's just like I don't know why it's the only device that I own where that
you have a blind spot to it,
and it makes me so fucking mad.
Are they annoying to charge?
No, I mean it's AirPods, so they're fine.
Oh, so yeah.
It's on. I have the iPhone with the USB-C, so I have to find the USB other thing, Lightning or whatever, to charge it, and it's just like. This sucks. It fucking sucks shit. I hate it.
Do you have any wireless ones?
He just said he had AirPods.
No, like wireless charger?
No, just in my car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a wireless charger. They're not great. I'm actually in a bit of headphone hell right now, which is part of the problem. My AirPods fucking died. Like they just stopped syncing to anything. You cannot factory reset everything you can do. You just cannot. They just will not sync to an item. No matter how charged they are, no matter how many times I go through it, I try to do it. They just won't fucking sync. And so I was borrowing Emily's for, about 2 months there. And then eventually I think she got sick of it. And now I just can't find Emily's anymore. They're suddenly not around. And so the other day at the airport, I bought a pair of like $30 fake AirPods, and they'd been fine up until today. I fully charged. They're supposed to have 5-hour battery life, and I fully charged them before the bike ride, and they died 90 minutes in. And I would like to just go buy new AirPods, but they're announcing new AirPods in September or August, and so I don't want to spend $190 or however much they fucking cost, $300 to then have them be obsolete or to be able to buy the current generation for $100 off or whatever because there's a new, you know what I mean? So I just got to fucking wait. And I'm in this weird headphone holding period where I can't find my wife's headphones because I think she's sick of letting me borrow them, which I totally understand. I did find Millie's AirPods, but Millie's left ear is blown out, so I can't use those. They're fucking terrible. I got my own pair of AirPods that about once a week I sit down and try to make work again in a futile effort of thinking like maybe time fixed the problem, and it never does. And then these cheap ones that I thought worked that now I apparently only have a 90-minute battery life, which fucking sucks because they advertised 5 hours. But what am I going to do? I paid $30 for them. And it's August 1st. So I just got to wait. I just got to wait until Apple tells me I can buy a new thing.
I had the exact same thing like a year ago where one of my AirPods, I'd had two different ones because one of them, the left ear went really quiet and I would have to like manually change the balance of left and right to make them even out until eventually it got too quiet to use. So then I bought another pair and I lost the right AirPod. So I ended up combining one of each pair in the same box, but it freaking hates that. And the only way to get them to work is then I pair my AirPods to it and then I have to share my audio with the other AirPod. And it was an annoying shit show for about 6 months. And I just should have bought another pair of them. I just refused because I already had two and I couldn't get a single good listening experience. I hate that kind of limbo living where you to save $200 or whatever, you just put yourself through months of inconvenience.
Through like
I do it all the time for no reason.
When it's all said and done, I will have gone through 5 months of bullshit to get a new pair of headphones just to save a couple $100. Yeah, it's fucking stupid, but it is what it is. This is where we are. I'm too fucking close to the end of the road to break now and buy the headphones in a moment of desperation. I'm just going to soldier fucking through. It just sucks.
Yeah,
right there with you, Gavin.
You got to stick with it.
Yeah.
And then something will pop up in your house where it's like, well, now my air conditioner's busted because of the EMP. So I'm probably going to have to spend like 8 AirPods worth of money on just getting that done. And it's like, what?
I can't imagine not having AC in Austin. Terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
That would not be good. Going back to your point, Geoff, about 6-packs and everyone has them but you, it made me think. I looked it up. Well, you're saying that because it sounded like you were like, damn, why don't I have one of those? You know, you can have up to a 12-pack.
Yeah. I don't know that I want one. I just noticed that everybody has one but me.
Well, I'm throwing it out there. You can go up to 12, apparently.
Yeah.
So, where are these people slacking? They're only
Where do the
halfway
4
there.
come from? Are they like
I don't
above
understand.
and below the regular 6?
What do you mean 12?
I don't know. I looked up, is there more than a 6-pack, which led me to an 8-pack, which then led me to a 10-pack, which then led me to a thing that said you could have at most a 12-pack.
25 or 6-pack?
Yeah. It's a 332-pack. Somewhere between 334 and 335-pack.
Oh,
I'm just saying, if you're looking at everybody else that has one, there's a lot more they could go for.
That's true. They're slacking at 6.
So most people who have a lovely 6-pack, they have half the pack.
They're only halfway there.
You know what? I'm not going to call it a 6-pack anymore. I'm going to call it a 6-slack, and it's going to be derogatory.
Yeah, the half pack.
I didn't know you could go to 12. That's insane. I don't know. I can't imagine. It's probably like a bodybuilder. As you said, like, I don't know where the 12 comes into place.
I think by looking at Blaine recently and just deciding I'm giving up on my body, maybe I should just take it the other way and have it spur me on to try and get one. Just one time in my life. I wouldn't be able to maintain it, but maybe I'll be able to get to it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Andrew laughed. Do you think I can't do it?
No, I was laughing just because I was imagining, like Gerard Butler for 300 and how ripped he was for that window of time. Like it's you holding on, like it's an actor taking on an action role, and then just like they go back to what their typical frame is.
You could be the next Kumail Nanjiani.
No, he's maintained. He's like
he has maintained, I think.
That's like his lifestyle now, it seems.
I went shoe shopping the other day with my wife. Well, she went shoe shopping and I went with her. And I was looking at shoes that I thought were interesting. And she asked me what shoe size I was. And I said I was a 1030. And then I realized, and that broke my fucking brain for about a minute. I had to sit down and understand how that was wrong and right at the same time, and why it felt so wrong, but also so right to say, and what the fuck I was. And it took me a minute to unpack. Like, I really broke my head for a minute trying to figure out.
You got confused with a clock.
Yeah, where I'm a 10.5. And in my head, that translated to 10:30, and I saw a clock in my head, and that was right somehow, but I knew it wasn't right, and I couldn't figure out why. And she looked at me like I was extra dumb, and I just, oh man, I had a moment where I was just like, I was really confused by me. Have you guys ever done that?
No.
Maybe Chicago were just confused about their shoe size.
Oh.
I'm a 15 minutes to 2.
It is weird to have to think of 30 as being 50, basically,
yes.
in a lot of scenarios.
It is. It can definitely trip you up.
Got my unit of measurement all confused with my unit of time.
Oh, man.
This is what your 40s, this is what you have to look forward to in your 40s, guys.
Oh, I can't wait.
You just, hot takes on picnic benches and fucking confusing units of measurement.
I would look into sending you a picnic bench, but you don't own a house now, which makes me realize I feel less comfortable sending you stuff like that.
I'd have nowhere to put it.
Yeah, it's sad.
I do feel like a certain amount of safety in renting now from you specifically.
I had a thought. I eat a lot of chicken. It's probably the food I've consumed the most of. I was wondering how many chickens I've killed. Not directly, but anytime I've consumed chicken, that chicken has died. I think I probably kill 100 chickens a year, I would say, based on the frequency at which I'm eating chickens.
If you had to kill them by hand, do you think you would eat as many?
Yeah, I think so. I think the first few would probably be tough, and then I would get past it really quick.
You'd just be yanking on chicken heads every week multiple times.
Yeah, I think, because that's what people do. Like, I think it's once you are familiar with that process and get used to it, that's just life.
I just couldn't do it.
No,
I think the first one, I'm with you too.
If something's got eyes big enough to look at mine, I don't think I can end the life.
I think a chicken is dumb enough that it's okay.
I agree. Now, here's the thing. I also agree with you, Andrew. Like, I would have a hard time doing it, but if there was an animal to do it to, it would be the dumbest animal, the chicken.
It definitely feels weird being okay to eat an animal, but not being okay to kill it. You know?
Yeah.
I think about that sometimes, for sure. Because I'm in the same boat. I don't think I could do it, but...
What did Werner Herzog describe with chickens?
What's that?
What? The Werner Herzog quote on chickens. It was like, look into the eyes of a chicken, you will see real stupidity. It is a kind of bottomless stupidity, a fiendish stupidity. They're the most horrifying animal.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Oh, wait. They're the most horrifying, cannibalistic, and nightmarish creatures in the world. So, like, I feel fine about killing a chicken after reading.
Yeah. No, I get it. Do you have, like, older relatives who tell you stories about, like, how they would have to, like, kill chickens growing up and stuff? Like, Gavin, is that something that you ever talked to, like, your grandparents about or anything?
Killing chickens?
Yeah. Like, was that, you never heard stories about that stuff?
I don't think so.
My grandma grew up in, like, the Appalachian Mountains, and she would tell us that when they were kids and it was time for, like, supper, their mom would tell them to go get a chicken, and they would play the game of taking the chicken by the neck and swinging around to break its neck, and then seeing where it ran around and landed. And that was the game to them.
Oh, that's fun.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you eventually, it normalizes.
That's, Andrew, that's why you're totally right. Like, again, I just don't know, like, where that threshold is for me, and I don't want to find out.
It's probably about 7 chickens.
Over under 7.5 chickens. Over under.
It's a solid week of chicken killing, and then suddenly it becomes a game. Yeah.
Andrew, what are the chicken vibes?
Chicken vibes are great. All-time chicken vibes. I was wondering, for me, I think I've probably maintained around 100 average for at least the past 20 years. It's like 2,000 chickens. Is there a single action character that has killed more people than I have consumed chickens?
Oh, in a movie?
In like a series of films. I looked up Rambo. Rambo's surprisingly low kill count. Rambo's like 400.
80s movies had much lower kill counts than you remember. I mean, Terminator 2 was partially famous because it had a kill count that was like 70 or something, which is nothing. What was Terminator 2 kill count?
What about like Dr. Manhattan or something? I guess he doesn't kill everyone. He just gets framed as killing everyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot of people.
That is.
A lot of people die in 300.
At least 299 of them.
Yep. Okay. It's not exactly what I meant, but I mean, I appreciate it. Thank you.
There's a lot of people do die in that movie.
Yes. Yeah, thanks, man. No, I appreciate it.
I wonder, like, statistically, how many people like Nathan Drake has killed throughout that series.
Oh, way more than 2,000. Just in the first one.
Or like Master Chief. How many aliens, if you count like no respawning aliens, like those sections where they just keep coming unless you leave or whatever. Sounds like Geoff's smut novel.
Oh, did you take a peek? Killed? A little early read?
No, it's just I said.
Do you look at the press preview
in relation
copy?
To aliens, and I just assume.
Yeah, you're pretty on point. It's funny you say that about the chickens and how many you eat in a year. I was just doing hot dog research the other day for Saul, right? You know, because I'm definitely in my hot dog era. And I found a stat that I thought was fascinating that I did want to share with you guys, and this is a perfect time to share it. Do you know how many hot dogs the average American supposedly eats in a year?
Ooh, average American.
10.
How many do you think you eat in a year, Gavin?
I only eat them at baseball games. I eat maybe 5 or 6 a year.
I love hot dogs. I think about them more than a person should think about hot dogs. And I don't think I eat the average. I don't know how it's fucking possible that this is the average.
Is it over 100?
No. According to the internet, the Americans eat an average of 70 hot dogs per person per year.
No
That's
fucking
so
shot.
many.
No way. There's no way. That's insane.
That is on the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council website.
Could we, from this moment, it's August 1st today.
Uh-huh.
Let's start counting from now till next August 1st how many hot dogs we eat between this time.
We'll have a dog count?
Dog count.
Oh, maybe we could have a live count on a website somewhere.
Yeah, we'll be dog counting. I like that.
Do we want to share it, or is it a thing where like we come back and say like, "Hey, I actually..."
No, let's share it. No,
Okay,
let's share it. I think keeping that tally going live, people go like, "Oh my god, Eric ate 4 hot dogs." Like, what happened?
So when is it from now until
next August 1st?
Yeah.
Year from
so
now.
for 1 year, one full year.
1 year. Yeah, because that's what your average was, right?
What? Yeah, it's a year.
It's a year. Yes.
This is what it says. According to recent survey data obtained by the council, Americans purchased 350 million pounds of hot dogs at retail stores. That's 9 billion hot dogs. But the actual number of hot dogs consumed by Americans is much larger. It's difficult to calculate the number of hot dogs Americans eat at sporting events, picnics, and carnivals, but they estimate Americans consume 20 billion dogs a year. That works out to about 70 hot dogs per person per year. Hot dogs are served in 95% of homes in the United States. 15% of hot dogs are purchased from street vendors, and 9% are purchased at ballparks.
Do you think if humanity took all the dogs that had ever been produced or eaten and put them in orbit, would we be able to see it like a moon? Like, would it be big enough?
Yes. You could make a moon dog.
That's a lot of dogs.
I mean, it's 20 billion a year, and that's in America. I don't even think we're the number one nation. What country eats the most hot dogs? I know the answer. I just want to make sure I'm right. Eats the
How
most
much
hot dogs.
Does
Because I don't think
weigh?
you're gonna guess it. I don't think you're gonna guess it.
I'd say at least 5,000 dogs. Moon weight. How many? Wait. How many people?
You think the moon is probably less than 5,000 pounds?
Well, how much does a dog weigh? Hot dog. It's less than a pound, right? Half a pound?
What do you mean right? Why are you saying right like you think it's more than a pound? Do you think a hot dog's more than a pound?
Smokies can be pretty heavy. Do they count? Those don't count. Are we including
how
Smokies?
much is a dog? How does it weigh? 1,000 million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. The moon weighs.
Okay, Eric, can someone look up how much a dog weighs?
You're saying hot dog, yes.
Yeah,
I'm making
how much
sure
does a
that
hot
you
dog
mean
weigh?
hot dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me how much it weighs, and then don't say how much the moon weighs.
Okay. Are you ready?
Give me the number of the weight of a hot dog, and I'll tell you moon.
Okay. A standard hot dog weighs 1.6 ounces.
What? I need that in. How many ounces?
Don't look at me. You asked me for this.
Okay, how many ounces? How many ounces in a pound? Ounces in
6
pound.
There are 40 hot dogs in 5 pounds.
40 hot dogs. Okay, no, it's fine. Well, listen, he gets my brain.
40
I'm
I'm giving
dogs,
him round
5
numbers to
pounds.
play with.
So it's like
okay.
12 and a half hot dogs a pound. Is that right?
Oh man. Okay, 40 hot dogs, 5 pounds.
We're a long way off the moon.
Well, his initial guess was
Okay.
5,000.
I'm gonna
so
say
we've been way off.
I'm gonna say a number. You tell me over under. Okay.
5,000.
4. Oh wait, I then have to do the math. Fuck.
4,000.
So 40. How much does 4 million hot dogs weigh? In pounds. So 40 is 5. 40 is 5 pounds. What?
This is what Chicago should have sang about.
Okay,
This
so
show
40
is good. This is a good show.
I've got moon
5.
stats. I got the moon weight here.
Yeah, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm
Okay.
gonna get there. I'm gonna get there via dogs. So
You're not gonna
40
get anywhere near
that's
it with
5.
dogs.
How many times does 40? How many times does 5 go into a million? How many?
What?
Wait. How many times does 5
You want to do a million divided by 40?
go in a million?
Yeah,
I'm
let him
getting
get there. Let him get there, Gavin.
5 going to a million.
Did you guys?
How many times?
While he's doing that, did you guys know that Americans consume an average of 818 hot dogs per second?
That's crazy. So think about all the time you wanted to wipe out. In 90 minutes that you wanted to wipe out, that's so many dogs, dude.
I would have wiped out a lot of dogs. That's true.
Yeah.
That's
And
giving
you
them
can
pause.
figure out how many while Andrew figures out how many hot dogs is
So
the
if you have
moon.
200,000 $5 bills, you have $1 million.
I can do it. I can do it. Hold on. 818. 818.
Wait, what
So
did you
you
say,
have-
Andrew?
So if you have
People are going to be ripping their hair out.
$200,000 in $5 bills, no,
Dollars?
listen.
Seconds.
If you
What is-
listen,
what's
no,
going on?
calm down. Let me explain. If you have 200,000 and $5 bills, you have $1 million.
60 minutes.
So it's 200 million, or no, it's 200,000 units. So 200,000 units of hot dogs is $1 million. Wait,
What?
I don't. I'm lost. I need a sheet in front of me. I need some paper. I'm
we need a
getting lost
chalkboard
in
or
the
something.
numbers.
I want this to be in the next
Wait.
science fiction movie. Like, imagine the background of Interstellar on one of the chalkboards is just the ramblings of
Dog
this
math?
mentalist.
Just dog math in the background?
So 40 dogs is 5.
Uh-huh. 40 dogs is 5, yeah.
I said $1 million dogs. I was trying to figure out how much $1 million dogs
Uh-huh.
weighs.
Mm-hmm.
So $1 million dogs at 5, it'd be 200,000 to get to $1 million. So 200,000. Oh no, wait, that doesn't. Wait,
You're saying you want to
I'm
do
gonna-
40 times 200,000?
I don't know what I want to do, Gavin.
So the moon
let's-
weighs.
Okay. Wait a sec. Wait, I'm gonna take my
How
headphones off.
close
I don't
are
want
you to an
smoke.
answer?
Nowhere
Not-
close.
Okay.
Nowhere close. But I'm gonna
How
need
about you,
more
Geoff?
time than the show allows.
I would have wiped out approximately 2 million hot dogs. I don't feel comfortable
Wow.
doing that, and so I rescind the entirety of the intent of my statement. I don't want to eliminate 2 million hot dogs from the population. That seems cruel.
I'm ordering hot dogs for lunch now because of this conversation.
You better write it down.
Sounds good.
Make sure to take a note of it.
Well, I will.
My next hot
Um,
dog's probably in Detroit at a baseball game.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I have a chili dog for lunch.
You're having a chili dog for lunch? That's a dangerous.
I mean,
game.
we've been talking about how many dogs did you demolish during your desk dog era?
Oh, I only made desk dogs once.
Oh man.
Well,
And
we
it
got a lot
was-
of content out of
listen.
the one time you made hot dogs.
I made desk dogs once, and it was simultaneous with Trump upsetting the election. It was a wild day. It was a wild night. That was all the same day. Me running around my room trying to throw pancake mix around because I think the fire department's coming. I guess I did it twice because I did closet dogs once as well.
What figure did you come to?
Yeah, so where'd you land?
Oh, for the dog, listen, the figure I landed is where I'm getting hot dogs from. Let's say, the problem is if I just say the weight, do you know the number of dogs? Is that math that you can do?
Well, based on your
No, this is your thing.
Yeah.
I mean, a hot dog is 1.2 ounces, right? Isn't that what Eric said?
I think it was 1.6.
Oh, 40
1.6
dogs
ounces.
is 5 pounds.
It's true. 1.6 ounces.
So 80 dogs is 10 pounds.
80 dogs is 10 pounds.
20 is 15.
Uh-huh. We're going to get there.
60.
We're going to add 40s until we get to how much the moon weighs.
We're going to table this. This is going to be a supplemental in itself so we don't have to subject people to.
I like the idea of there being like a times tables, but for dog weight.
I need one of those things with the beads that go back and forth.
abacus.
Yeah, one of those. How embarrassing was it, Gavin? I got to call you a doofus because you said something dumb. That must have been tough.
I mean, I said at the time it was shocking. It was the most venomous doofus I've ever received in my life.
Well, you know why I was so quick on the draw? I didn't share this with you. I had the same thought about 15 minutes earlier, and I went through the exercise in my head. That's why I was quick on the draw. Because I had that thought, and then I realized, oh, it's face down. So then when you came at me with it, I was like, oh no, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Yeah, I didn't take into account that the column header was taking up the first slot.
I've been loving the Olympics. I got real nervous because I took the under on Kazakhstan, and it's 2, and they need 2 to hit the over, and they got 1 on the first evening of the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
They haven't done anything since. I've been checking every day, anxiously making sure that Kazakhstan doesn't get another gold.
So I'm confused. Are we vamping while Heath does math, or did we give up on math?
No, there's no.
I think he gave up on it.
Are we ever going to find out how much the moon weighs then?
The moon weighs 74 million tons, or in pounds, it's a 1 followed by 23 zeros.
Holy God.
So Andrew
Now
was
divide
close when
that
he
by
said
1.6 ounces.
5,000 hot
So I
dogs
assume if
is
you
initial
were
guess.
able to stick all the dogs ever consumed by humans in a big ball by the moon, it would appear very tiny. Maybe the size of like a star through a telescope.
You think?
Took my
What did we say?
headphones off.
20 billion
Wait,
hot dogs a year just in the U.S. That's the whole world.
you took your headphones off?
I didn't want to have the moon
weight.
weight spoiled.
Oh my God.
Some people want to keep that. Should we put a spoiler warning at the beginning of the episode saying we do in
Spoilers.
fact, spoil the weight of the
Spoilers.
moon in this?
We will tell you how big the moon is in this episode.
Next episode, I'm gonna listen.
I'm
gonna go
put that
offline.
at the front in the description.
Warning.
Spoilers.
I'm gonna
We
do some
will
math,
tell you.
and next episode, I'm gonna throw a number, and you guys can tell me over or under that number,
All right.
and we'll
Okay.
narrow it in. We'll
All
narrow
right,
it in.
we go.
can I make my prediction now?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Under.
I
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go really high. So
I still predict under.
I don't understand the number Gavin said.
Yeah.
It didn't
I mean,
sound like
it's-
math anymore.
I play clicker games. Okay, I know some big numbers. You get big real fast in those clicker games. You start getting symbols you don't even know. What's a UT? I have no fucking idea. That's when I stop. When I get to the UT in a clicker game, I stop because I just can't comprehend what I'm looking at.
I don't know what you're
Millions
talking
and
about.
billions.
Yeah, what the hell
You know,
is
in a
that?
clicker, you've never played a clicker?
No.
What are you on about?
Am I the only one here that's played clicker games?
Apparently.
I mean, I
Is that
played The Last of Us.
Like cookie
Yeah, me
clicker?
too.
Yeah, like cookie clicker. That's an example.
Cookie clicker.
Yeah.
Gavin said it. Gavin says it so different.
I don't know.
He
Everyone's
said
just
it like-
letting me be confused for like 30 straight seconds here. No one said anything.
He said cookie clicker like he'd never heard those words together in his life.
I haven't. Am I
haven't
the
either.
idiot after all this? I'm the moron.
No, I don't think you are.
Oh.
I just assumed that one of you would have played. It's an idle game. You'd probably hate it. You don't strike me as an idle game guy, where you're just trying to make the numbers get bigger, and the game is constantly running. And then you pop into it for 5 minutes, and you buy upgrades, and you make the numbers go larger.
So what's UT?
I don't know. It's the currency number.
Oh.
Like it'll go from millions to billions to trillions, and then eventually you just, because the numbers just keep going up, you hit currency levels that I have no clue.
I think a UT is 0.7 moons.
Oh, I think it's
Over under.
That's an under for me.
I'm excited to hear your
Over.
moon guess next week, though. I think that's going to be. We should remember to do that.
I need to sit. Listen,
won't.
lab work.
Oh, I'm noting it. I'm putting it in caps. Moon guess. Hopefully you remember what moon guess means. I got the note though.
I got to put my moon shoes on. I got to get into the mind of a moon. I got to really try to feel the way.
I read a great comment this week about how someone said they wanted to subscribe to our Patreon, but make sure that Eric doesn't get his cut of that. I feel like we should definitely do a tier on Patreon that is $25 discounted to 20 for exactly that purpose.
It doesn't go to Eric.
We just make sure Eric never gets that cut.
It's because I made fun of that guy that said, like, he said that Andrew sounds like, he just made a post. Hey, is it just me or does Andrew sound like Bernie Burns? And it's like, you're fucking crazy. You're a crazy, get your ears checked. It's a community of people who need to get their ears and eyes checked now. Like, what is happening? Their senses are dulled. They need to figure something out. It's not working
Big
for 'em.
words coming from a guy that didn't like Twisters. Big words. Sounds like you need to get your ears and eyes checked based on what they're saying. Great movie.
That's what needs to happen.
How did Twisters sound to you?
It sounded like Nick.
What? That's not true. No.
I got confused. I closed my eyes and I thought Nick was talking to me.
No.
And it was just Twisters.
I've often get Nick and a tornado confused. I can never, if I'm hearing him, it's why I don't listen to old episodes, because I can't tell.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that Nick or is it the fucking tornado again?
They did try in that movie. They did try to implement. This is another reason I didn't like the movie. They tried to implement a new sound to the Twisters that was like, woof, 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 like as if something was spinning. But it's all. There's not like. It's all spin. What? What bit is
It's not
making
like a
that
revolution
noise?
coming
It's
back
not like
at you.
a
It's just-
fan.
yeah.
It's not
Right.
like a. How would there be one part of it that's coming around? Is that like the sound of a house that's trapped inside it? What was the whoop whoop whoop?
That's the house from Wizard of Oz spinning around.
I think historically, a twister just sounds like a constant, terrifying whistle of air and wind. I need to watch it again and see if I was too harsh.
The idea that a guy would spend 5 years in the army and walk away with billions of dollars of missile satellite technology that while he was in the army was the size of a block, but they got it down to the size of an LED panel, and then the military let him take it. Once again, just pointing out, I was in the army also for 5 years. I got a blanket and a pair of boots and my dog tags when I left, and I had to fight for the blanket. You know, it's like, it boggles the mind. And then the idea that it's funded by an evil developer who just wants to buy up property cheaply after people go through a tragedy. They need to hire a company with billions of dollars of technology to figure out the place that used to be a house is going to be for sale next week. Hire 30 real estate agents and let them loose on those Oklahoma towns and save $60 billion in R&D investment. It's so ludicrous. And I'm sorry. Here we go again.
I'm sorry the spinning cow in the wind movie wasn't more realistic for you. I apologize.
I wish that there was a spinning cow.
I
That would
wish
have been
to
great.
God there was a spinning cow.
Yeah, Andrew, you're talking about stuff that didn't happen in the movie.
Yeah, I would. Is there a reference?
You spin a cow in that movie, I'll see it again.
Yep, I wish.
I mean, we're not saying like the first movie was sensible. It was a goofy movie. At some point, they drive drive through a house that blew in the road and like go through all the rooms. It's a stupid movie. I think my main problem with this one is that it took itself really seriously.
Yeah, there's no
And it was
memorable
ridiculous.
action sequences. Yeah, there's no memorable action sequences. Like nothing is happening.
Well, I hear it's great, and you should go see it for yourself and make your own opinions.
I also think people should see it. I think people, irrespective of our dumb movie thing, people should see every movie in the theater, because if they don't, there won't be any more movies in theaters, and going to the movies is fun. So go see Twisters 30 fucking times. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to win this stupid competition anyway, so I don't give a fuck what movie you see. I just see it a lot so that there's still movies, even if they're bad.
I think you can skip Twisters.
I'm going to watch it again on a plane and see if maybe I was too harsh. I just remember I was a little bit disappointed with it.
Big time plane movie.
Yeah.
Big time plane movie.
I would say it's a plane movie. I would watch it again on a plane, probably. I think that, what's his name? Glenn Powell? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he's charming enough in his role. I feel like the first 10 minutes is a little wonky, but after that, like they settle into that character. He's entertaining enough to watch, I think, but on a plane.
Could have used a dog.
Oh, dude, that dude and a dog, forget about it.
Right?
That's another.
It would've been
I'm
great.
telling you, we talked about it already. That's a
Would've crushed.
$50 million dog. That's a
Would've crushed.
$50 million dog. You put a
Yep.
fucking bandana around it, you got a $60 million dog. You figure out a way to put goggles on that dog, you got a $65 million
wow.
dog.
Yep.
You figure out a way to have that dog go into the tornado and come out alive, saving something, piece of equipment, human life, whatever, $120 million dog.
Yep. Well, thanks for listening to this episode of the Regulation Podcast. Next week, Andrew's going to let us know how many hot dogs is the moon. You can go to regulatreon.com and subscribe to the Patreon. You can check out our gaming channel. You can watch us stream Fridays at 4 p.m. A lot's going on. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, and check out our Olympics coverage, as Andrew called it. It was probably the most culturally insensitive piece of content we've made today.
I gotta say, I think somebody else said this, and I fully agree. It's the most Andrew I've ever seen Andrew be. And that is a tremendous compliment.
Yeah.
You were so unbelievably entertaining in that piece of content we made.
Mm-hmm.
I take the Olympics seriously.
Clearly. Clearly. You
Big
definitely
into it.
take vibes seriously, and that definitely shines and shows through in the video.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep saying video. I guess it's video.
Don't drink the strawberry drink. Don't drink the.
You had some?
I just had a little
You're a
taste 'cause I'm-
maniac. You God.
Was it good?
'cause I'm gonna pour it. No. What the-
Why? What did
Of
it taste
course
like?
it wasn't good.
No, I'm not chugging. You fucking animal, Nick.
I definitely wouldn't have
it's-
done that.
Very sweet, but like stale sweet. I just had the tiniest little taste because I'm gonna go pour this out.
Why did you taste it?
Because you guys kept telling me to taste it.
I said
Yeah,
so many
it's
times
true.
not to
We all
taste
did
it.
that. Yeah, we all did that. You're right. You're right.
An entire video ago?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a week ago for everyone else. For us, it was about an hour.
You don't get to attack me when you call it a video.
I know.
Well, thanks for watching this video. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
It's on YouTube. It's got video.
He's right.
You know what? Fair point.
I feel like I have a brain virus.
Get
We
checked for
also feel
parasites.
like you have a brain virus.
Yeah. Check in and see how its vibes are.
See if it knows how many hot dogs the moon weighs.
I need more fingers.
How is it possible to eat? I love hot dogs. I don't think I could eat 70 hot dogs in a year.
No.
It's insanity. That's got to be bullshit, right? They're juicing the figures. They're plumping up those figures.
I mean, that's
They
only
gotta
like
be.
slightly more than one a week.
They're sizzling the stats.
Plump and juicy like a hot dog.
It's like one every 6 days or so, probably. That's,
Can you make a healthy dog? Can you make like a dog that's just a cut of meat?
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, like they're terrible. They're awful for you, right? Because they're just like
Yes.
mulched up, awful and
Dog meat?
shit.
Yeah, but let's not talk about that. We don't want to talk about what's in them. We just want to talk about
Okay.
how they taste and how they make us feel.
Yeah.
And they make us
And
feel
how
good.
many is the moon? So it's a
Okay.
lot of really good stuff. All right, guys.
Thanks
We'll
for
talk to you
listening.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh no. Oh no.
What?
I One of our editors texted me that the FIFA video is done, and I replied, "Thank you. Gavin had no notes in Hitman, so feel free to juice," when I meant to write invoice.
Feel free to juice.
Not juice.
Hey, we'll juice you later. See you next juice. Juice out.